Yo, what's going on, people? It's your boy, and I'm back with another video. This time, as you can tell by the title, as always, I'm gonna have a little rant right here because I feel like I need to get this off my chest. Also, I think it's something that needs to be said because probably people have experienced this a lot if you were me. Like, this literally happened to me like 10 minutes ago, and this person finally stopped. I'm not gonna put his name out there because I don't feel like it. Also, I want to keep his privacy because, yeah, I just don't know. I just won't probably show it his shit because I don't feel like it. But basically, here's something my little rant is. I love how people all talk about this shit being uh, like trying to troll you, being like, it's because if you like send them messages non-stop even though they're talking to you and trying to troll you, that whenever you just keep going on, they finally want to decide to call the police or threaten to call the police for harassment, even though he didn't do anything in the first place. He just asked one simple question and they respond 5 hours later with harassment or something, which is the thing I've had. Is because basically this one dude was in this lobby, he started to try to start shit with people, and so basically I showed him up, he left. Then after that I'm like, because me being the sweet nice person I want to be, I tried to offer an apology. Yeah, I accidentally sent like more than one or two things asking because I didn't know if he was on or not, because I'm willing to fess up to anything just to make people happy. And he just comes up 5 hours later and is like, yo, why are you harassing me? Or it was something else. It wasn't really harassment until further down, but he was basically saying, yo, what did you do? Or why were you doing this to me? You have literally no life, you have personal issues, even though, yes, I have autism. But really, I don't have much personal issues because I at least know I have autism, and I embrace it. I'm not that type of person who just blows things off and pretends that, or that person who thinks that they're a freak. Because me, honestly, everybody's have it. Everybody, lots of people are pretty much having autism these days. So, to me, honestly, I'm special. I'm like not special, but like I'm just me, and I'm and I'm one of such people who accepts me for who I am. But he's like, you got social problems, you need to just quit it. And I'm like, I just asked you one thing, and yet he comes out 5 hours later, then finally wants to say something to me. So we keep arguing and arguing. Well, I'm not arguing, but he wants to argue with me, calling me shit like, what was one of the things? A bottom bitch boy, gay faggot. And it just fucking made me crack up because really, you can't offend me like you think you can. It's really hard to offend me. I'm not the most like person who gets easily offended, because I have friends who are like that, and I try to set the example of not being too offended, because honestly it's online, people say what they want to say. So I'm like, okay, you could call me all you want. And then I was just talking to him back and forth, acknowledging that, because I want to try and make people feel happy or make them. I don't know what I was trying to do. I guess I don't know. I'm asking myself the same question, but if you're probably asking that question too, but still, it's just funny how people like him kept calling me a faggot and all that, and I kept acknowledging it. I guess he finally realized that I wasn't going to give up, so he thought calling the police for harassment, even though I didn't harass him or I didn't make any threats towards him. He was threatening all this other stuff, being like, I'm going to take a bet to you, or I'm going to take, or I hope your parents fucking kill you in a car accident or something. I don't know. It was some, like, death threat bullshit that I don't really care about, because none of that's going to happen at some point, because really, he's not going to take the time to take a bet to me, because really, it's not worth it. And that's just what I find funny, is that he was making all these threats, being like, oh, I'm going to call the police, and I'd be like, alright. And I forgot to add that part, I forgot to add this part in, but I told him that, look, I got some stuff I could tell on you. I should have had added in saying, look, I got screenshots of everything all ready to go to say something to you. Like, in case they want to, like, try to frame stuff on me, I got all the screenshots of him saying all these other rude things to me, even though I wasn't trying to be rude, I was trying to be sensible. Yet he was being one of those like narcissistic assholes who thinks that by just calling these people vulgar languages is gonna help. Yeah, it might help with a lot of people, but for me though, it really doesn't bother me. It more bothers you because you keep responding to me back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That's what I found funny is that no matter, he kept telling me to stop talking to him. Yeah, whenever I would say okay or goodbye, he would always say I had the last word, even though am not the type of person who really wants to do last words. I just wanted to try to prove a point, not trying to have the last word. Yeah, I might. Now I think of it, I think I might have at some point. But other than that, I wasn't really trying to aim to have the last word. I just wanted to try make valid points, so that way he knew what's up. But hey, I guess that's just what people think, because he's probably grew up around where basically if you say just one thing, it's basically considered as the last word, even though I wasn't trying to get the last word. And you fail to realize that there's a block button, and the sad part is I just messaged him. Well, not messaged him like trying to troll him again. I messaged you being like, that's all you had to do basically, was just stop ignoring me. That's what he did. He ignores me now. And I find that funny because it's went on for like what, 15-20 minutes, and yet he never even realized once that, hey, he's not gonna stop. Just use the block button. I was planning on using it, but I just wanted to hear what he had to say, because basically it was his ignorant side that was going on. I mean, I don't know if he's always like that. I don't know where he's from or anything, but I could just tell that he was being ignorant and all. And I found that funny, because it's just, he kept making death threats to me, and he kept doing all this other shit. Then once he finally realized that, hey, I ain't gonna stop, he just gave up. And that's just funny, because he kept telling me to stop talking to him, and yet whenever I would say something, he would have the last word, which is something I still don't get. I'll probably have to look into that. If you guys think, you know what, here, I'm gonna ask y'all the question instead. If you think just trying to make a valid point to someone is count as the last word whenever they tell you to stop talking to them, or do you still think that it's still having a last word? Because to me, honestly, I don't know. I still kind of go on my side, which is basically, I was trying to prove a point to him that, like, all this other, because he was assuming everything about me, even though I don't care. And that's probably him now. Even though that's not him. It's one of my friends online. But still, I just find it funny that he decides to be an ignorant asshole, and yet it didn't pay for him well in the big run. Or in the long run is what I should say, because I know I'm probably going to get corrected. And that's just what I found hilarious, is he finally just gave up, because he knew he wasn't going to win. Because, I don't care if I win or lose, but he knew that he wasn't going to win, because I don't give up that easily. I just find it funny that he just kept going on and on and on, and yet, just like him, I didn't really care. It's just, I don't care. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know anymore. It's just online. That's just my little rant, is if you're going to at least talk shit to people, at least stick around for a long time until that person gives up, or just block them if you feel like they're just not going to give up. Is because, really, you're talking shit, so just have your words and then just block the person. That's what happens to me all the time whenever I try explaining something to somebody, is I'll get shit talked and I get blocked. That don't bother me none. It's just, he kept saying that I'm not his priority, yet he would sit down and have, if I was probably there, or if I gave him the chance, he would have sat down and had like an hour conversation with me. And it was just something I don't get, is he kept saying all this other shit, but whenever I would say something back, then I would say, okay, I'm gonna stop, or other shit like that. He would just keep going on, and he realizes that I wasn't gonna give up. And that's just, I don't know. Like I keep saying, I don't know. I just don't know. But like I just recently mentioned, but I'm gonna say again. If you're gonna talk shit, at least just block the person if you feel like they're just gonna drag this on more than it needs to, or don't make any harassments to call the police, all because they're messaging you constantly. Because basically, that's just an asshole move, because you're making death threats to them if you're one of those people who make threats while talking shit. It should, I don't know. But it's whatever, it's the internet. So I guess that's the end of this rant. Everybody, I mean, I decided I would get this out there because I feel like this is needed to be addressed, because I'm probably not the only person online who probably had been through this, but I sure as hell at least want to at least get some point across to a lot of people, especially if people that are innocent like you, and trying to at least make sense of everything to that person, yet they're not acknowledging it. Just be prepared. If you run into someone like me that apparently doesn't shut up and wants to get points across. So yeah, I guess I'll wrap this video up before it gets too very lengthy basically. I don't know why I said lengthy, I just meant to say lengthy, but whatever. So this has been it. It's been your boy, and I'm out. Peace.